All right. We good? We good? You guys can hear me? All right. Oh, we're talking about film red? Film gold? I wonder what color they're going to do next. Hmm. Hmm. Film blue? Film gold was about some made up character. Film red was about Shanks. Film gold could have been about Shiki. That would have made sense. Film green? Movie about Green Bull. Who would not watch a movie about Green Bull? Imagine if we got to trace Green Bull's story leading up to him arriving at Wano and then shitting his pants and running away because Shanks showed up. It would actually be a nice sequel, like not sequel, nice segue into Film Red. You would watch Film Green first. You would follow the adventures of Green Bull. It ends with him defeating King and Queen and then running away from Shanks, and then you segue into a nice movie about Shanks. That's my idea. If Toei Animation or whatever wants to hire me, I think that they can find my email. Oh, it could be about Zoro. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. Phil Marimo. Okay, so what we're talking about, Morj cut fresh. Okay, I'll say this. I think that I got a very good haircut because lots of times when I get a haircut, I'm not too picky when I get a haircut, so I'm just like I'll show up with a like my hair completely overgrown, and I'll just be they're like, "What do you want? What type of haircut do you want?" And I'm usually just like, I don't just take off. Usually I'm like, okay, how much is like it's 2 inches? Is that a lot? And they'll be like, yeah, 2 inches is a lot. And I'll be like, okay, how about 1 inch? They're like, yeah, 1 inch or two. Like usually, like it's weird because they don't know what I want, and I just know that I want my hair cut off. So I'm like haggling about like the inches or whatever, but I don't even know how much is a good amount to cut off. So I'm kind of just gauging from them. Like they're like, "Whoa, that's way too much. You don't want that much off." I'm like, "Okay, how about half of that? Like, what's good? What do we want to do here?" So that's usually the haircut that I order when I show up. It's basically it's not like a style or anything. It's more like an amount, which is just like cut off this much hair from all over my head. They're like, "Cool, we'll do that." So usually I go into haircuts expecting my haircut to be bad and that it'll just naturally grow out to my natural hairstyle that I like over time. This is the first time that I showed up and the barber's like, "Well, I could do a haircut like this." And he shows me like a photo and I'm like, "Yeah, do that." So that's basically what we got here. Ivan back from the card shop says, "Finish the super long Luffy attack list I made." No, fuck that. You made for one of the first, literally one of the worst tier list streams ever. Not that I don't appreciate you, Ivan, back from the card shop, and all the hard work you did setting up that tier list. I greatly appreciate it, but I hope you never mention it again because that was actually, fun fact for those who don't know, the reason we stopped doing tier lists was actually because of that Luffy attack tier list. Turns out, going through the entire series and ranking all of Luffy's attacks is not that fun when you begin to recall just how many attacks Luffy has and how many are dumb, like made up one off things that he never uses again that are like slight variations of something else. Like instead of pistol, it's bullet, and instead of bullet, it's shotgun, which is just the same thing as pistol, but like a little shakier and stuff like that. So we're never doing that. Actually, kind of killed One Piece tier list for a long time. But then I was talking to my editors the other day and was like, "What are we doing for Monday's stream?" And it was like, "Well, we haven't done a tier list in a while." I was like, you know what? It's been so long that they probably forgot how bad the tier lists got. So we've hit the reset button. We're on board for some fun tier lists. The rule for today is actually, fun fact, no One Piece tier lists. We're not doing any One Piece tier lists. We're gonna do some fun tier lists for outside stuff. I saw some people saying Marvel movies. I'm down to do stuff like that. I see Dr. Farewell saying waifu tier list. No, not that I won't eventually do a waifu tier list, but I'm saving that for a rainy day. At the moment, the skies are clear. There's not a single cloud. Sun is shining down. We're all good. We don't need to go to a waifu tier list. On the day when the channel is on the verge of death, not a single person wants to tune in to watch a Morj stream, that's when you will get a waifu tier list. That, or alternatively, I'll just make it like a member goal. Like, hey, if we can get this many members today, then you know what? I'll do the waifu tier list or something like that. One of those two options. Caleb Brown says, "Film Black, Zoro struggles and overcomes his racism." The Zoro racism thing is it's actually hilarious based on how consistent it was. I remember when the chapter spoilers were coming out, some people were saying, so Sanji, for this latest chapter, right? Some people were saying, hey, Sanji loses to Seraphim Jinbei, and then Zoro beats Seraphim Jinbei or something. And I thought that was hilarious because I'm like, fuck, if Zoro fucks up Seraphim Jinbei, then it's just, Oda's got to be trolling at this point. He's got to be, he has to be aware of it. Flame Emperor says, have you heard of the theory that Usopp will unlock a form of observation haki that makes his opponents see a false future? That would be so cool. That would actually be so much, that would be, oh shit, that would be amazing. That would be one of the coolest, most fitting, most character-fitting abilities you could ever possibly ask for Usopp. I would love to see that. I don't think that that's going to happen, but, you know, we could do that. Silverbump says, we unsubbing for waifu tier list. Alphabet tier list says JAC. Actually, funnily enough, my editors linked me a video, a compilation of a guy doing random tier lists, and one of them included the alphabet tier list. We could do that as a warm-up. I don't really see the point of it. No, I mean, okay. Here, we'll do it as a warm-up. We'll do it as a warm-up just to have something on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Chinois Alabatia says, Morj, post about the stream on Twitter. I don't know why. I don't like shouting out my own stuff usually on Twitter, like if I'm streaming or something like that. Like I'll do it. Okay, so like if somebody else goes ahead and does it, so if I'm collabing, Tekken tweeted about it, then I go ahead and tweet about it as well. I don't know why I don't like, I don't know why. Who knows why? Ivan back from the card shop says, damn, I emotionally scarred you with my tier list, lol. Yes, myself and all these other viewers. Mr. MMF2 says, is the Chainsaw Man video coming too? Let me share my desktop with you. Let me share my desktop with you, so you guys can see and stop. You guys can see and seeing is what's the phrase? Seeing is believing. You know what I mean? You know the phrase. All right. Shit. I gotta hide some stuff though. I don't want you guys seeing all the things I'm writing. I gotta close whatever. You guys can see real quick. All right, real quick. All right. You guys see some Chainsaw Man tabs up? All right, that's enough for you. That's enough. You guys got a glimpse. All right? You got a glimpse. No more information. That's it. But it's coming. It's the main stuff that's being worked on. All right. What else we got? Sheriff Lafitte was saying, what if Guernica did die, and it was Drake who sent the photo of G5 to the Marines under his name? Would explain why they got it before the Gorosei. I mean... Sure. Why is G5 sending... why is Drake sending the photo to G5, though? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. Sheriff Lafitte says, also, what about an Oscar winner tier list? No, because the Oscars are dumb. I mean, I could do that, but I also think the Oscars are dumb. Because mostly, like, more often than not, the best movie of the year doesn't win the Oscar and, like, usually isn't even nominated for the Oscar. Like, if you go through what most people consider the greatest movies of all time, you can put it into two categories. It's funny. Here's how I talk about the Oscars, right? Which is, this was actually going to be a movie for a movie, or video for Movie Morj, but this is something that, like, most, I guess, cinephiles kind of agree on, which is that the Oscars don't really matter at all. Reason being this. You can put things into three categories, right? In terms of how people tend to rate movies, okay? There's what general broad audiences tend to like. So if you ask a lot of people off the street, hey, what are some of the greatest movies of all time? They're probably going to throw in some stuff like, you know, The Dark Knight, Star Wars, stuff like that. No wrong answers there. I think that those are all very great, probably important movies, right, over the course of history. But you're going to get answers like that, right? If you ask some critics, what are the greatest movies of all time, they're going to throw out some bullshit sight and sound stuff. Not bullshit, because I do understand why those movies are rated the way they are, but stuff like, you know, Vertigo, Citizen Kane, 2001, Space Odyssey, things like that. Both of these categories of films, right? So what the public tends to really like and what resonates and becomes cultural mainstays, and what critics tend to feel are like the most monumental films of all time that tend to have lasting power and influence over the film industry, that, you know, are very innovative, tend to change a lot of things, tend to have a lot of influence long term, right? Both of these two categories of movies are not fucking Oscar winners, okay? Usually, if you ask the public what are the best movies of all time, a lot of them are not going to be fucking winning Oscars. If you ask movie critics and even movie directors and things like that, what they're listing off as the greatest movies of all time, Those movies tend to get passed over or overlooked for Oscars. You have the third category, which is the movies that actually are nominated for and win Oscars, which is basically just like generally lots of bullshit that's like cookie cutter, very within the borders, very safe movie genres, movie topics, things like that. Not a lot of innovation you're generally going to see there. Not a lot of you know generational filmmaking or anything like that. It's pretty by the book stuff that is designed to win Oscars, because the reality is that like what wins you the Oscar is not what goes on screen. It's what goes on behind the scenes, where you're hobnobbing and rubbing elbows and stuff with everybody else in the industry, making friends, campaigning behind the scenes. It's kind of like if you go back to school and you're trying to win class president for whatever reason, right? Imagine you're a big time nerd, you're trying to win class president. What are you doing? You're kind of like, you're buddying up with everybody, being like, hey, vote for me this year. Vote for me this year, man. All right, vote for me this year. I'm like doing a campaign and stuff. I want to be class president, or I want to be on student council or some whatever. That's kind of what's happening. That's what wins you the Oscars at the end of the day. That's why most Oscar films are stuff that are generally, people watch it. You're like, yeah, that was a good movie, because they're going to be good movies for the most part. Forgettable. I've said not innovative like 50 times, but you get what I'm saying. It's not stuff that's really going to generally last in terms of, becoming a cultural icon for the most part. Sometimes there's a crossover. Sometimes things overlap, right? Godfather won an Oscar. That's like stuff like that will happen, but it's just usually not the norm. Usually it's just some bullshit that everybody will forget about 2 years, 3 years down the line. Critics won't talk about it. Fans won't talk about it. Nobody talks about it. Even other directors and stuff don't talk about it. It's just the way it is. That's why I'll never do an Oscar tier list, because it's stupid. Like classic example, Emmanuel Mapulmatis says Stanley Kubrick won one Oscar, and that was for 2001's special effects. So consider this. Many, including myself, believe Stanley Kubrick to be the best, the greatest American filmmaker of all time. Many believe that. Like, many directors will reference him. Critics will reference him. Cinephiles will reference him. Many believe that Stanley Kubrick is the best, most accomplished, greatest American filmmaker of all time. And many of these people would also say 2001 is his best movie, right? But it doesn't fit the fucking Oscar mold, right? It doesn't fit the fucking Oscar mold. So imagine that, like, the best filmmaker in Hollywood, probably ever, at least debatable, right? But one of, at the very least, right? Has no Oscars. The simple way I can say it is, if Stanley Kubrick has no Best Director Oscars, then the Best Director Oscar is fucking worthless. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's meaningless, because the award obviously does not go to the best director more often than not. It's like, it's a meaningless award if literally the best director, or arguably the best director, never got one and was never like nominated for one. So that's all I'm saying. Like, if a director comes along and wins a Best Director Oscar, it's like, dude, you're not a better director than Stanley Kubrick. This shit is meaningless. The fact that Stanley Kubrick didn't get one basically means that what you're holding right now in your hand is worthless. That's my take on it. Okay, let me catch up. Long rant over. Miriam, the best subscriber, says, what about a husbando tier list? I think that'd be like... I would ask for like 1,000 members to get to a husbando tier list or something like that. It would be a huge ask on my part. Waifu tier list, imagine that in the realm of possibility. Husbando tier list, imagine that in terms of like shit's really gone off the rails or something like that. Austinger says, you watch Film Red, best One Piece movie for me. I've seen enough clips of Film Red that I feel like I know what it's about. Thanks for being a member for 2 months. William Marshall, welcome to the Yonko. Love seeing Yonko tier members. Caleb Brown says, I miss movie Morj. What's your favorite movie and actor? My favorite actor, I don't really have. Favorite movie is easy, because it is, well, no, it's not easy. I've gotten back and forth. I think it's 2001. I think 2001 or 8.5. One of those two is my favorite movie. It depends. Favorite actor is maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe Philip Seymour Hoffman, but I don't have like a particular attachment to individual actors, to be honest. Like, yeah, I just don't. Because it's rare that like an actor that I really like will show up in like a lot of movies that I really like, if that makes sense. So I'll throw that out. I could throw Marlon Brando out just because there's like old school shit with him and like Elia Kazan that I really like, and then also new school shit by him that I really like obviously Godfather, Apocalypse Now, even fucking Superman. But so maybe he's got like the longest career that I enjoy. I don't know. But I've never been like a really favorite actor type person. It's like, are they solid for? To be honest, when it comes to good actors, um, I like. I think I like block. Yeah, maybe actors. I think the who the actors are matter more to me when it comes to like blockbuster movies. Because I think in general, when it's like a well directed, well scripted, like well made movie by a director that I'm gonna like, it's gonna be good regardless of who the actors are. Whereas with lots of blockbuster movies, they could be dumb movies, but like the actor could really like fucking sell it and make it like an enjoyable experience. So, um, like it's generic to say, but like The Rock literally makes a movie more enjoyable just by being The Rock in that movie, right? Tom Cruise makes movies more enjoyable just by being Tom Cruise in certain movies. So I think actually actors probably matter more to me in like blockbuster movies because they can make dumb movies kind of more fun. Sheriff Laffy says actors slash directors tier list. We need more movie Morj. Uh, that one, maybe. Let's see where we go today with this. We haven't started any tier list yet, have we? Flame Emperor says, if his movies don't have Infinity Stones, is he really that good? That's a good point. Movies do all need Infinity Stones. JKK says, bro, Barry Lyndon goes so hard, Kubrick goated. Yeah, Barry Lyndon is low-key. It's actually my second favorite Stanley Kubrick movie. And that's the thing about, like, I think he's a director that every single, how do I say it? Like, every single genre of film that he's approached, he's done something pretty unique and pretty uh, I won't say groundbreaking necessarily. No, I'd say Barry Lyndon was fairly groundbreaking. I don't think you've seen like a historical, historical fiction, historical drama movie like that was filmed like that ever since then. Barry Lyndon's like it's a very slow movie, but it's a very enjoyable movie to kind of just sink into and follow from start to finish. The last movie he was working on, I believe, was Napoleon, which if Barry Lyndon's anything to go by, I think Napoleon could have been one of the best movies of all time. Mr. MMF2 says the GOAT Tarantino got 2 Oscars. I mean, I like some Tarantino movies. Like I don't think like I'm not trying to say that. Okay, how do I say this? I don't mean that directors that have won Oscars are bad. I just mean that like who happens to win Oscars doesn't really matter at the end of the day because better directors and better films than ones that usually win year to year haven't won Oscars. Like fucking Citizen Kane, which is by most considered to be the greatest movie of all time, for various reasons, right? For various reasons, most importantly being basically what it was at its time and the level of influence it had on film going forward, right? But most generally agree Citizen Kane, if you're in the, in the world of like really looking critically at film or whatever, most are kind of they tip their hat to Citizen Kane. It didn't win. So it's just like if the best picture of all time didn't fucking win best picture, it's fucking obvious that the Oscars don't really matter, right? The only movie in recent years that's kind of challenged Citizen Kane in like film whatever circles or whatever is Vertigo, and I don't think Vertigo was even nominated as far as I know. So it's just like why are we what's the point? Flame Emperor says Uta is better written than Hiyori. Facts. Probably. Probably. Cartoon tier list? What a great idea. What a great idea. Tala Jahan says Jinbei versus Sanji debates are back in full motion again. Why? Sanji didn't do anything bad. He didn't do anything bad this chapter. He was so was he supposed to murder the Seraphim? What was he supposed to do? He didn't lose? He didn't take any L's? What was he supposed to do? Ivan back from the card shop says, I like how we made film red predictions and still haven't seen it to confirm them. That's how good Morj predictions are. We don't even need to watch to confirm. I know the general plot of film red at this point. William Marshall says, Morj, I request you rank DC slash Marvel heroes. You guys will hate me, but I have a bit of a DC bias in this just because it's not like... I just, it depends on what you grew up with, right? So I grew up with the DC animated TV shows. So I grew up watching Batman the Animated Series and Justice League, and then Justice League Unlimited and Teen Titans. So I just have a natural DC bias. So, and it's nothing against Marvel. It's just that if I would go to the bookstore and pick up a comic or something, it would always be a DC comic. I almost never picked up I don't think I ever picked up a Marvel comic No, there have been times I picked up Marvel comics, but not if I'm like in a bookstore or something. It would have to be like if I'm at like a house and there's a Marvel comic sitting there or something, then I might leaf through it or something like that. But generally, I never read Marvel. So I have a strong DC bias. So I don't think it'd really be fair for me to. Yeah, it would just be. As I understand it, most people tend to believe that Marvel overall has better comics. I could totally believe that. I've just read what I've read. I'm not a huge comic person overall. I've just read what I've read. I have a DC bias. Nothing else really to say there. Obviously, in terms of movies and shit, Marvel's been kicking DC's ass lately. I don't count the Batman movies. They fall in their own category, right? Like I don't, I don't count. I'm not gonna count. The Dark Knight trilogy or like the new Batman Joker stuff. I'm looking at the DC universe as is and the Marvel universe as is. And as much as I don't love Marvel movies necessarily, I like some Marvel movies. Don't love them, but I think they're probably better overall than DC. Cigarverick says, for me, film tech is very interesting, and I guess Avatar had most influence in that, and this new one is gonna change water graphics forever. See, I don't know how much Avatar changed things, but that's good to know. Ali H says, Film Red was bad, Uta was trash, you were spot on. Yay. Again, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some clips of Film Red, there's some cool shit that happens though. And I've been consistently wrong about the One Piece movies, because I thought I wouldn't like Film Z, I liked Film Z. I thought I wouldn't like Stampede, because I'd seen enough clips of Stampede. I watched Stampede, I had fun watching Stampede. Though, to be fair, the way I watched Stampede was pretty brilliant, if I do say so myself. I just 2x speed. So I have on my other laptop, I have an extension that lets you increase the speed or whatever. So I multiplied the speed repeatedly throughout Stampede anytime characters were talking. So I just skipped through all the talking. And then I hit play for all the fights. So 2x speed for all the talking, skip through that shit. 1x speed for the fights. It was fun. It was just a fun fan servicey movie. And actually, low-key, like, the shit that went down with Luffy and Usopp and Bullet, I wish we got a little bit of that for Luffy and Kaido. You know what I mean? Like, something a little bit there. I don't know. I was surprised to see the movie did have some degree of heart to it. I would have loved to have seen something like that for, in Luffy's, Luffy's dynamic with Kaido or something like that. Okay. Bukchosh says, cheers to Mango being the GOAT again. Yeah, Mango winning was pretty crazy. Mango winning was pretty crazy. Because I think that's just... I'm not going to dwell on this too long. I know most of you aren't Smash fans. I'll just say that, or Melee fans at the very least. But this last summit, it was just so weird to me because, like, coming out of Big House, I felt like Mango was the best player in the world. He just had a bad matchup against Amsa. Then Mango let me down at Ludwig, so I was just like, okay, never mind. I was getting too hyped over Mango. Maybe he was having a hot streak or something like that. But no, turns out Ludwig's was the fluke. This is the Mango that I kind of expected coming out of Big House, because I felt like Mango was on a streak of tournaments where he was getting like first, second. I felt like he was playing like the best player in the world. So for him to show up at Summit at a tournament with so many close sets and everybody just like clawing and scrapping and like it's hard to tell who's better than who or whatever, and then Mango's just destroying everybody over here, not dropping, like never going to game 5, dropping like 3 games all run, like 2 games over the course of the entire, or 5 games over the course of the entire week. Like he just demolished everybody, it breezed through winners. That was like something I've never seen before. Like at a tournament this stacked with this level of competition where everyone's so close and so many sets are going game 5, last stock, etc. And Mango's just on a completely different wavelength. That was pretty cool to see. I don't think I've ever seen something like that from Mango. Mar says, what do you think about A24 films? I mean, I like that they exist. But I don't love everything that comes out of them. Also, I haven't seen a shit ton of movies, I guess, in the last 2 years, kind of because I knew that, how did I say this? Ever since, especially over the course of this last year, I kind of stopped watching movies because I was sad about Movie Morj. So I was like, well, if I can't make videos about stuff, then my passion for wanting to watch movies and stuff like that kind of died down. So it's just the way it is. Anyway, let's do a tier list. Erip16 says, can you do a fast food tier list? That was actually what I was leading to. Not necessarily fast food tier list, but it could be a fast food tier list. I'm going to throw out a poll. I want to throw out a poll. I want to know what we're trying to what we want to do here exactly. Do we want to do a fast food tier list, or do we want to do? I could do a Marvel movies tier list. I could do a manga tier list. I could do a lot of things. Oh yeah, guys, like the stream. Like the stream. Let's get the stream to 200 likes. Do a TV show tier list. Tala Jahan says not a member, but people started. Not membut. Not me. Oh, not me. Not me, but people started the Jinbei greater than Sanji debate since they think Queen's a lot weaker than King. Jinbei's bounty, and Oda hyping him since leaving Wano. It's just, I think there were too many things that happened over the course of Onigashima that made it kind of clear that Oda's drawing, like, you know, he literally wrote in like shit like the two wings of the king. He drew in Zoro and Sanji fighting king and queen to get like, you know what pisses me off, by the way? Which is that people get on my case and they're like, Morj, you don't give Law credit for fighting. This is the only thing I'll say about Law this stream, I swear. But people tell me, Morj, you don't give Law credit for fighting Big Mom off screen, right? You don't give Law credit for fighting Big Mom off screen while Kid was, suffering because of Hawkins' shit, right? The voodoo shit. But then, guess what? Sanji was fighting King and Queen off screen at the same time before Zoro showed up. As far as we know, Sanji was fighting King and Queen, and he was having to hold them off solo till Zoro showed up, right? You never see people come in and give Sanji credit for that, but you always see people reference like, well, Law was, who knows what Law was doing against Big Mom off screen? Must have been some crazy shit, huh? He held her off for so long, huh? Just like, at least be consistent with your takes, guys. It makes no sense to me. It's like, to me, it's like, like, I kind of take it as is, which is like the bits that we saw of Law over the course of that by himself, he was kind of getting fucked up. Same with Sanji. It looked like he was basically at the end of his rope with King and Queen. But it just annoys me that for some reason people have this fantasy that like Law was going real toe to toe with Big Mom off screen while nobody talks about Sanji fighting King and Queen off screen. Like, what the fuck? Separate note. Anyway, but that did happen, right? Yokai says Morj's failed OP theories tier list. Oh, jeez, I don't want to do that one. Yeah. That's the only thing I'll say about it. Okay, about the Law stuff. Wow, Phil. Whoa, thanks so much. Whoa. Thanks. That's crazy. One Piece fight tier list, please. No, we're not doing One Piece stuff today. Go is not doing One Piece stuff. No One Piece stuff today. Alexandre Casagrande says, we're the tier list fake news more. Yeah, we're trying to figure out what's the first tier list we're doing. I could do a quick fast food tier list just to warm up, just to get the tier list juices flowing. It's been a bit, you know? Just to get the mojo back. Although it is supposed to be what Billy Bob says, Morj, you're just lying for views. Marco was with Sanji. Yeah, but Marco wasn't really participating, at least for a portion of that. Like, you're thinking, first it was Marco fighting King and Queen by himself, right? So Marco was 100%. He was just taking those two on, right? Then Marco ran out of energy, low stamina. Then we went through this weird period of time where it was like unknown what was really going on. I think Chopper was in the mix in there somewhere, some shit. Perispera showed up. Then there's a period of time where it's confirmed it was Sanji versus King and Queen, right? Off screen. Sanji's getting fucked up. Then Marco comes in for a second to help out, but just a second, and then Zoro comes back. So that's the full flow of events. Can I do a soda tier list? Yeah, wow, Phil, what's going on? I guess I've got to do a One Piece fight tier list. That's true. You did donate 100. Okay, here's what we can do. Because you did donate 100. Here's what we can do. I'll meet you halfway. All right? We'll do a speed run of One Piece fights. Okay? So I'm just going to do One Piece villains. And then we're going to do this tier list in 2 minutes flat. We've already done a One Piece fights tier list for the record, though. Yeah, I'm just going to look up One Piece villains. Let's see what we got here. And also, let me share with you guys. Okay. So here's what we're looking at. This is a lot of villains. This is a lot of villains. I like this one better. Let's roll with this one. All right, so fights. This is off the cuff. Almost no thought going into it. This is for Wowfell and Wowfell only. Everybody else look away. Like the stream. Absalom. Gut reaction C. Kaido. A. What is this guy? Who's this? Who's this character? Kuro? B. Arlong. A. Ah, shit, but then I probably gotta put Kaido up here, right? This is already too... God damn it. Fuck. Wowfell, look at what we've done. Look at what you've done. Now I have to think about it. This seems right. Why is Sengoku here? No one fights him. D. Alright. Mr. 1, great fight, goes up here. Here. Here? Here. Do I feel like the Kaido fight is S? I don't feel like it's... I just don't put it in top tier for myself, but it is better than these other fights, I'm pretty sure. So I'll keep it there. Foxy goes here. Spandam doesn't count. Kaku, probably somewhere like this. This. I'm pretty good at this. These guys don't really get fights. I never watched Film Gold. Smoker, I don't know why he's here. Blackbeard, these guys don't get fights. No fights. No fights. I like the no fights ones. Makes it easy. Seems good. I don't know. This is tricky. I need another tier. No, I don't want to overthink it. It goes somewhere. All right. Virgo. No, Virgo fight was cool. Virgo fight was cool. You look at the whole thing. Judge. What is this? Is this Horty? Fuck that. Who is this? NL? It's fine. Doflamingo. Crocodile. Crocodile. Senior Pink. Senior Pink, I maintain Senior Pink's fight wasn't good. It just had a random, really good backstory in it for no reason at all. Lucci, obviously top tier. My personal favorite. Okay. Putting Katakuri, the other top tier, rounded out. Oh, look how fast I did this. This was pretty efficient. Mostly because a lot of characters are missing. Oh, the Big Mom fight was an actual fight. I thought it was dumb, though, so I'll put it here. Perospero. I forgot people did fight. Oh, someone fought Jack, too. These go here. No, you know what? They're so bad. The fights were so bad that they just belong here. This is the tier if the fights may as well have never happened. All right, Cracker. I thought the Cracker fight was fun. I like the Cracker fight. There. All right, we did it. One Piece fights. All of the fights in the series ranked. Back to the other stuff. What else were we doing? The fast food tier list. The real money makers. All right, let's see. Tala Jahan says, Sanji held those two off with no power-up. Where do you rank Sanji strength-wise compared to other characters? Think he's a lot closer to Zoro than most say. I've made videos on how I view the Zoro, Sanji, Luffy strength dynamic. I think Oda keeps the gaps between them flexible and open to interpretation at points. I would say right now, it looks like Luffy's way higher than the other two. I think there's some level of flexibility, though. I think Oda leaves a level of flexibility because it's like, I need to see Zoro with Ashura again. Zoro with Ashura, where does that put him? Because I'd say base Zoro right now and base Luffy right now, there's a solid gap, but there's a solid gap. But Zoro with Advanced Conqueror's Haki as it is right now, I don't think the gap is that huge between him and base Luffy right now. So Zoro with Ashura, I'm interested to see where that falls. Similarly, Sanji beat Queen. I don't think Sanji versus Queen was that hard for Sanji. I really don't. I just don't think it was that hard for Sanji. And lots of times Oda just randomly writes Sanji as being just as strong as Zoro, pretty much. Like, for no, like, it's like, wait, was he training or something or doing something off screen? It's like, no, he can just keep up now. It's just like, it's just the way it is. So, because I remember in Eni's lobby, like, I swear Sanji was getting shit on for, like, multiple arcs in a row. Like, ever since Skypiea. Like, Skypiea, it looked like there was a big gap between him and Luffy and Zoro. Long Ring, like, he really got shit on for most of Water 7 and the Sea Train stuff. And then all of a sudden we get to Eni's lobby and he's like, about as like pretty much equal with Zoro, right? In terms of they beat the equal level opponent essentially. Zoro's was slightly stronger, but Sanji beat his a little easier. So it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. I don't know what the gaps are right now, to be honest. I just know it's I can't say I know, but I just don't think that Jinbei's third. Okay, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Morj thumbnail faces tier list, Call of Duty tier list. I haven't. No, I've played some Call of Duty, but I'm really bad at it because I only played it at friends' places. Morj video tier list. That's not fun. Morj video tier list. I could do a Morj video tier list. That seems very self. There's a word for it. Not congratulatory. There's another one. Oh, best Disney films? I'm down to do that. Let's do some quick ones. Let's get these rolling, right? Because I'm talking about doing tier lists, but I'm not actually doing them. Right? Disney animated movies. I have a heavy bias. I better not see any fucking Pixar. No Pixar. That's not Disney. I mean, it is Disney, but it's not the same. Yeah, I have a heavy bias against the new stuff. Is this the one I clicked on already? Is this the same thing? Is there Pixar here? Holy shit, there's a lot of Disney movies. Okay, there's no Pixar. We can do this one. Ice cream tier list. Self-indulgent. That's the word. Nice. Self-indulgent. Look at the smart kids we've got in chat. Okay, hold on. Let me do a poll real quick. I'll give you guys 3 options. Disney. Wait. What tier list? There's some. I haven't seen Home on the Range. I don't know who the fuck has seen Home on the Range. Has anyone seen it? J.K. Kane says NBA jersey tier list. I actually really don't care about NBA jerseys. People make a big deal out of them. Like, I think they're cool to own, but I'm saying, like, what the jersey is, I kind of just don't care. Insert clickbait says he called me smart. Studio Ghibli tier list, cartoon tier list. Oh, you know what? That's fun. Cartoon tier list is fun. Let me do cartoons. But what if it's got some new shit that I haven't seen? I can't pick a tier list. What if it's got some new shit I haven't seen, like Adventure Time or something like that? You know? What if it's got new stuff? Aespa Comeback says One Piece YouTuber tier list, honest feelings only. I will never do that unless it's for like $1,000. Yeah, Chicken Little, I don't know. Some of these I haven't seen. What is this one? Ichabod and Mr. Toad? What? What the fuck? Was this even a movie? Fuck. In a second, we're gonna have to do a tier list of what tier list to do. You know what I'm saying? Lath says college degree tier list. I would just put mine, which is government politics, last, and then just leave it at that. Sabim Rob says, bro, just pick one, but there's so many options. Okay. Let's roll with this one. Let me start by just getting rid of all the stuff I haven't seen. I haven't seen this. I saw this. The Great Mouse Detective. I don't want to do Disney tier lists. Change my mind. Serial tier list. Okay. Let's narrow it down. Do we want to do something food related, a la cereal or fast food? Do we want to do it something shows and movies related, a la cartoons, or what's the other word? Abflor coming in really late with self-aggrandizing, which means that he definitely ran to dictionary.com or something like that and came back with this word because he's 5 minutes behind everybody else. The word was self-indulgent. That is what we were looking for. Looking for the phrase self-indulgent. 5 Ben 10s. Oh, yeah. Okay, you know what? I feel like doing cartoons. Cartoon Network shows. I feel like doing cartoons. Cartoon Network shows. This better not have any of the new age bullshit. How come there's so... there's so many Ben 10s? Why they just needed to make one? Why'd they have to make so many? Why are there so many Ben 10s? What is this? OKKO? Where's stuff from my era? Where's my... Is this the one I just clicked on? Yeah. Do 90s sitcoms, says Flame Emperor. 90s sitcoms? No. How old do you guys think I am? The only 90s sitcoms I've watched are Seinfeld and Friends, really. Was the British off? No, no, that's not true. I've watched some British shows that are from older times, like Blackadder. Um, when did British Office take place? Was that at the tail end of the 90s or the start of the 2000s? This is more my speed. These are things I've seen. All right, we can work with this. We can work with this. All right, the tier lists are beginning. This is number one. All right. We're beginning with Cartoon Network TV shows. Someone's mentioning Avatar: The Last Airbender. No, because the thing is that I've talked about this last stream. I don't rate Avatar the way I rate other shows. It's just it falls in a different category. It falls in a different category for me because it's just like it's too it's too good, right? It's just it's in a different category. It's like how am I gonna sit here and compare What's New Scooby Doo, which is by the way easy S tier, right? But how am I gonna sit here and compare What's New Scooby Doo to Avatar: The Last Airbender? What the fuck? Like, one is a TV show about. Well, actually, there could be some depth to Scooby Doo because we still haven't figured out what the hell happened to the world to make it the dystopia that it is, where every single town or city that they travel to is just like some like in the depths of recession or depression or like economic, I guess, economic struggle because so many people are having to resort to elaborate insurance scams to take out their own places of business and rely on like dressing up and shit by themselves. I don't know. Like, there's some depth to Scooby Doo if you really want to think about it, because it's like, why is any of this happening? But if we're being real, there's not a lot of depth episode to episode. I can't compare it to Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't even know why I went down this track. Samurai Jack, Loki had a. Okay, so why are they doing it by seasons? Why is it called Samurai Jack Season 1? Because the last season of Samurai Jack was actually really good. Okay. Let's get started. These are things I haven't seen. Sheep in a Big City. I used to see Sheep in the Big City like commercials come up like, oh, Sheep in the Big City is coming up or something like that. And I'd be like, well, I'm definitely fucking skipping that. What a fucking terrible premise for a show. The Cramp Twins, never saw that. I'm just getting rid of the things I've never seen. All right? Things I've never seen don't belong. Oh, this is this show was high. Am I crazy? If I say this title wrong, you guys are gonna think I'm really weird. So let me just Google it and make sure. But I'm pretty sure it's called High. It is called it. It's called High. Okay, so this was a super fucking Japanese, straight from Japan, like gateway anime drug for kids that just played on Cartoon Network. It was called Hi Puffy Ami Yumi. All right. Hi. I can't even say it. Hi. It's called Hi. Hold on. It's look, it's this. It's Hi Puffy Ami Yumi. Okay? You could try saying it 3 times fast, or you can just go listen to the opening theme song where they just say it like it has a very catchy opening theme song where they say it repeatedly. I think it's like what are the lyrics to it? Hold on. I know I said we'll try and get through the tier list fast, but I forgot that this show existed, and I feel like I just gotta confirm that I'm not crazy with this opening. Isn't it something like this? All right, let me show you guys. Are you guys catching this? It has straight up Japanese lyrics like in there. Oh, it's Hi Puffy Ami Yumi Show. I thought it's Hi Puffy Ami Yumi Go, but I'm probably mixing it up with the Teen Titans version of it. Okay, everything's coming together. Anyway, I feel like you guys had to learn about that. A bit of history lesson for you guys. This goes in, I think, C tier. It was a bad show. We're okay. Mucha Lucha, also a bad show. I'm remembering the ones that I barely watched, so we're starting with those and getting those out of the way. I didn't watch this one. Cow and Chicken and Ed and Eddie. These two shows were ratchet as fuck. Like you would like good lord. Look at Cow and Chicken. All right, look at what it looks like. Look at it. Look at what it looks like. It's just it's just oozing fucking dumb, stupid, ratchet, dumb. Like the characters are made to look as unintelligent as possible. This is the type of shit that like your parents would see it on TV and just be like revoke your TV privileges for the rest of the week because they'd be like, this shit's frying your brain or whatever, right? Like, look at it. The goal is the characters are just. What is this image? What is this image? What is this? What is this? Why is everything about this show is just dumb? It's just. We're gonna move on from Cow and Chicken. It goes in D. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff. Oh, the robot stuff. Don't care. Juniper Lee. Don't care. Don't know what this is. Okay, I think everything else is good stuff. Everything else is good stuff. Okay, so let's rank some Cartoon Network shows. What's New Scooby-Doo, I think, is an unquestioned S-tier show, right? Is there an argument that Scooby-Doo is the greatest animated cartoon of all time? Yes. Yes. Caleb Brown says, Morj, have you seen Happy Tree Friends? Yeah, it was funny when I was like a kid. But after it doesn't hold up. I tried to go back to it. I think What's New Scooby-Doo, I think classic doesn't even begin to describe it. It's Scooby-Doo. I think he would rank top 5 in terms of greatest animated cartoon characters of all time. I think that there's an argument for number 1. No, okay. Greatest animated character of all time? So not in terms of what you consider as your favorite, right? I don't care if your favorite animated character is fucking Sasuke, okay? That's not the point. It's greatest of all time. So most iconic, most influential, right? Like none of us really care for Mickey Mouse. I don't know who does. But Mickey Mouse is in contention for greatest animated cartoon character of all time. As is Bugs Bunny. As is Scooby-Doo. I would put Scooby-Doo up there. Probably not quite at that tier, but he's in there, right? Ray Uchiha says there's a banned episode of Cow and Chicken called Carpet Eaters. I wonder what that was centered around. How would they even include that in, I don't know. Cartoon Network in the olden days was a weird time. Olden days. To be honest, Cow and Chicken and stuff, that was a little pre me watching, but, reruns and stuff like that would come on. It was a little before my era. Stuff that was contemporary for me was stuff like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Underrated show. I actually really enjoyed this show. I'd put it in A. Powerpuff Girls, I think that goes straight in S. I felt bad because, as a boy, I enjoyed watching Powerpuff Girls when I was a kid. But later on, I realized that, everybody kind of watched Powerpuff Girls a little bit. But as a boy, I was like, wait, am I, allowed to watch this show? It's like, there's just stuff that, you're like a little kid, so you're not sure if it's okay. You're like, is it... is it okay if I like watching these girls beat people up? This is a fun show to watch. Samurai Jack, so the 5th season of Samurai Jack is actually really good. It's the new one that came out when I was in college, actually. But, my final year of college. But Samurai Jack overall, I don't think was that good. I'd put it around here. Batman Beyond, shit, man. I'm just gonna end up putting everything in S tier. Because Static Shock was okay. What am I not going to put in S tier, though? Or at least A tier. Ed, and Eddie was fine. Teen Titans, obviously. Camp Lazlo, there we go. This dumb shit. This robot that I didn't like. Didn't watch this. Codename Kids Next Door. Fuck. That's pretty good. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Oh, man. Is Courage S or A? Is Courage S or A? Hold on. I need a vote here. Okay. Courage is a tough one. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Shaolin Showdown? Zachary Deese just brought up Shaolin Showdown. Shaolin Showdown was a great show. Such a fun show. I hope it's in here. Tell me Shaolin Showdown's in here. I'll put an S right away. No, they did not include it. It didn't include it. Dexter, S. Yeah, Courage is S. Duck Dodgers, nah. My Gym Partner's a monkey. You know what? I'm noticing a bit of a trend here. Hold on. Shows like Camp Lazlo, My Gym Partner's a monkey. These were shows that I fully gave a try, but they were just not funny. They weren't good. Oh, this is the Batman show that was like the bad Batman show. This one wasn't that good. Johnny Bravo, I really found funny. Evil Con Carne, well, didn't really watch that. Ozzy and Drix, pretty good. Billy and Mandy, easy. Is this Code Lyoko? Did they include what? Code Lyoko's in here? Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously. All right. GX, not as good. Not as good. All right. And then I don't know what this is. Wow. Okay. I think I just separated into stuff that I have strong nostalgia for. Everything that's in S&A was just stuff that I really enjoyed watching when I was a kid. Everything below that was basically stuff that I just couldn't care about at all. So this was a pretty straightforward tier list. I think there's just a slight gap for me between like Scooby-Doo, Powerpuff, Batman Beyond. If I'm ordering this is where it gets really tricky. I almost have half a mind to get rid of everything else. Let me get rid of all this stuff. We're gonna reorder from here. This is where it's hard. I think I can't do it. What do you guys think is the best Cartoon Network show of all time? I'm actually really interested. First of all, okay, let me ask this. Is there anything from A that you would bump to S? There's got to be an organized way to do it. A to S. What is there anything that we want to bump from A to S? If not, then we're just going to leave that alone. Focus on S. Virgil Hawkins says Scooby-Doo cannot be number one. Why? It's Scooby-Doo. It's been around since like... Wait. Oh, no. Okay. You might be confused. You might be thinking that What's New Scooby-Doo, that's the specific show. Really, I'm referring to all of Scooby-Doo. So including Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The shit with just Scooby and Shaggy and even just Scrappy and stuff like that. Johnny Bravo, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Kids Next Door. But that's just everything. That's everything. You guys want me to move everything up here? Samurai Jack. Okay, so we all just love these Cartoon Network shows. Fine. We can work with this. All right. Foster's deserves S. To be honest, I think so too. But fuck it. At that point, I might as well put Static Shock. Tom and Jerry greater than all. No, Tom and Jerry. There's a line in my head, right? It doesn't have to be the line in your head. But for me, like, I would never go back and watch Tom and Jerry. All right? I would never go back and watch Tom and Jerry. I think to this day, I like to believe if I was high enough, I could go back and watch episodes of Scooby-Doo, even the old shit, like Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And enjoy it. I'm pretty sure that that's the case. And actually, if we're going by that logic, okay, let's say me right now today, what could I go back and enjoy? Definitely Scooby-Doo. No, not definitely. I was just pretty uncertain about it. Possibly Scooby-Doo. Parvision says Static Shock is A. What do you want it to be? How far down do you want Static Shock to be? Parvision, what do you want? You want me to put these in B? You want Ozzy and Drix in B too? Where do you want these? Osmosis fucking Jones in A? What do you want? Alright, I had to bump these down to make Parvision happy. Okay. I don't think Powerpuff Girls would hold up for me if I watched it right now. Batman Beyond, maybe. Yu-Gi-Oh! I know fucking holds up for me because I've watched that shit anyway. Actually, it's pretty painful to get through, but I've done it. It's doable. It's there. Ben 10, Ed, Edd and Eddy, I think is still funny. Johnny Bravo is actually hilarious. Johnny Bravo's it's pretty good. Nika says there should be a limit to S tier. Pick only top 5. Okay. All right. We're gonna bump a bunch of shit down. Hold on. Parvision is saying no. Static Shock is S+. Parvision doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, hold on. This is for me. I know Code Lyoko was a great show. I just didn't watch that much of it, so it's bumping down. All right. Foster's, I love that show a lot, but it doesn't quite have that level of nostalgia for me. It's going down. Samurai Jack, same thing. Didn't watch that much of it. All right, we're getting to the tough stuff. Shit, this is hard. Johnny Bravo's out for at this point. It's just like, what did I end up watching more of as a kid? Because I think Johnny Bravo is funnier than a good number of these shows, but it doesn't have that nostalgia for me. I think it's also a bit more one note in terms of the creativity of its episodes, right? Like Dexter's Lab, you could get a wide variety of creative episodes. Ben 10 would be easy top 5 for me, but it's kind of soured by all that other shit that happened afterwards. That's made me just not like the Ben 10 franchise as much. I didn't even watch a lot of the later stuff, but I saw bits of it. I saw how cartoony it got. I saw they made Vilgax into a complete bitch later on. You guys don't remember when Vilgax first showed up? When Vilgax first showed up and he went through and fucked up like every single one of Ben's transformations, that was awesome. That's some shit that you only really see in anime. You know what I mean? It's like an anime moment when because the way American shows work is usually kind of different, right? It's more episodic. So generally by the end of a single episode of say Teen Titans, they will have defeated whoever the bad guy is that they need to have defeated, right? So even if they struggle at the beginning, they take care of it by the end. Same with something like Batman Beyond, etc. It's very much an anime thing to have a strong character come in out of nowhere, big boss energy, right? And just destroy the main character for like a full episode or two and then just leave. And that's a very exciting thing to see happen in an episodic TV show. When Ben 10 did that with Vilgax, that was pretty huge for me. But then Vilgax, they turned into a bitch for the rest of the series, you know, in future incarnations. I'm going to bump Ben 10 down, not because Ben 10 doesn't deserve to be up here on its own, but because the later incarnations of Ben 10 have soured me on it. Kids Next Door, I'm going to bump down as well. Billy and Mandy is staying. Scooby-Doo is staying. Ed, Ed, and Eddie, I can't put that and then not have Ben. Maybe Ben 10 stays. Dexter's Lab is staying. This is where we get tricky. And we get to keep one of these four. Teen Titans is staying. Duh. No question. All right, one of these four gets to stay. And it comes to you people. Hold on. So we're going to do a vote. All right? We're going to do a vote. Let me end this other poll. Final S tier show. Is it Courage, the Cowardly Dog? Is it Ben 10? Is it Yu-Gi-Oh? Or is it Batman Beyond? I don't know why I included Batman Beyond. I'm just not going to let it win. Even if you guys vote for it, no one vote for Batman Beyond. I'm just going to bump it down right now. Pretend it doesn't exist. Vote for the other three. Batman Beyond was cool, but it was not. It was really, really cool for what it was. It was really cool for what it was. That's what I'll say. Yeah, it only got 8% of the votes. Well, that's probably because I told you guys don't vote for it. Actually, the votes just went up. So Courage has 35%, Ben 10 is 30%, Yu-Gi-Oh is 26%. It's a wrap. Courage the Cowardly Dog takes it. All right. You know what? I think that this is right. Looking at the whole spectrum of things, I think that this is right. Scooby-Doo, arguably the greatest Cartoon Network show of all time, right? In terms of pure longevity, how iconic the characters are, timelessness, you know, just the appeal of the setup. Scooby, this wacky talking dog, his high-ass owner, and the three normies that drive them around and feed them dog biscuits. And then a lot of unmasking of stuff. Unmasking stuff's always fun, right? Sheriff Laffy says, did you ever watch any of the X-Men cartoons? Nah, not really. I was a DC kid, so if they'd thrown on, like, Batman, the animated series on here, easy yes. If they'd thrown on Justice League on here, easy yes. If they'd thrown on Justice League Unlimited, easy yes. But they didn't. I still like Teen Titans, I think, ultimately more than those shows, because I was a kid and, like, Teen Titans just hit that sweet spot. Teen Titans was brilliant because it hit the sweet spot. It really hit the sweet spot of just, it was funny, quirky, action. It had the right level of humor, which appealed to a child, right? But then just the right degree of seriousness and sudden, you know, actually dramatic plot lines worked in that you knew that you're watching something a bit more than the average Saturday morning cartoon, right? That was exciting. So, yeah, I think a pretty successful tier list. I'm ready to knock out another one. What's up next? Young Justice? I haven't watched that. at the age I was at when Young Justice was coming out was basically the age that I'd already gotten into anime. And once you get into anime, then like a lot of the other appeal of this stuff, like just like what am I doing? I'm not gonna watch Ben 10 when I could be watching One Piece, you know? Skylar H, thanks for being a Yonko for 2 months. Dan, guess I'm too late to suggest DBZ. It was great after school. Honestly, I shouldn't even have included anime in this because it's not fair. I think Yu-Gi-Oh was one of those that kind of put it in the category of Pokemon where I almost don't consider it anime, but it is. It is. It is. You know, I don't know why I'm thinking like that. I think, yeah. What's the next one? What do we got next? We're on a roll here. Tom says Teen Titans cliffhanger ending is one of the biggest travesties of all time. Yeah, the Teen Titan, that cliffhanger is crazy. It's like one of the, not like, I'm not gonna say it's like one of the dark. It's one of the most somber and weirdly dark endings you will ever get for a kids TV show, even for a show in general. Like, imagine if fucking like Naruto or One Piece's like final chapter was like that Teen Titans final episode. It'd be so unsettlingly uncomfortable to end on. Randy Troy says, did Morj just compare Young Justice to Ben 10? No, I said that oh wait, I get what you're saying. Because I said once you start watching anime, you stop watching these type of shows, right? Like I'm not gonna watch Ben 10 to whatever. But you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? Which is that like, wait, I can't even compare Young Justice to Ben 10. Because like I really didn't watch it. I watched bits of it. I watched like little clips of it. So I don't know how good it was. But I'm pretty sure it's not as good as like One Piece or like Hunter x Hunter or something, right? I'm not crazy in saying that. You know what? I'm not backtracking that statement. I think once you start watching anime, you just like, I'm not gonna watch a Cartoon Network show, basically. You know, at least at the age that I was at, which was middle school, high school. I forget. When was Young Justice going on? Paper says, bro, what about Tuttenstein? Tuttenstein. You know what, Paper? You've got a check mark next to your name. For the longest time, out of resentment, I didn't want to make you a mod because of the check mark. But at this point, it just feels weird to have someone walking around with a check mark in my chat without, you know, a blue wrench as well. So you can be a mod. It's just check mark privilege, I guess. Oh, who's heard about the Elon? I guess everybody. Who's heard about Twitter and Elon Musk's what do you call? You know, obviously the takeover, but the the $8 check marks. Who's heard about that? Right now, obviously, there's a ton of problems with things. I don't need to go into stuff, and I understand why everybody's really upset about the check mark. That I get it, but there is a part of me that's like, finally, I could get a fucking. There's definitely a part of me that's like, finally, I could get a fucking check mark. I see people being like, oh, we're gonna bully whoever the fuck gets a check mark on Twitter. We know they paid for that shit. I'm like, I'll fucking take it. I already had to experience the raid not failing. I think I'll be good. I'm definitely paid for this fucking check mark when that time rolls around. I can't wait to get my blue check mark. Cause like, look, I'm definitely getting a check mark, guys. I don't care what anybody says. Let me see. Like on Twitter, I don't have like I have almost 30K followers. I feel like that should be close, right? That should be close to how much do you need to get a check mark? How much do you need to get a check mark? I encourage the rest of you to not get check marks though, because then it won't feel special for me. You know what I mean? Like I would rather it feel as though I earned the check mark instead of it just being something I paid $8 for. So I would really appreciate if none of you other guys got, paid for the check marks. I would really appreciate that. That'd be really cool if you guys could just not get those check marks. Jolly D Joestar says superhero tier list. Oh, superhero tier list. Well, okay, we kind of talked about that, but what are we trying to do? What are we trying to do with that? Is it like strength? Is it like how cool the character is? Because I've told you guys I have a heavy DC bias just because of the way I grew up and what I watched and read growing up. Sheriff Floppy says new membership tier, $8 for checkmark and mod. Yeah, everyone can be a mod if they just pay $8 a month. Poor Burrito says Lord's behavior. I don't care. I want my check mark. All right. Ethereal Split says, I've seen check marks with 1,500 followers pre-Elon. What the fuck? What can I get in on that? Okay, new tier list. New tier list. What are we doing? What's next? Manga tier list, fast food tier list. Give me a few options and then I'll vote. Randy says DC greater than Marvel. I feel like I never gave Marvel like a real shot, so it's not fair for me to say that because I just grew up DC pilled. I grew up DC pilled. I watched DC TV shows, Batman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, etc. I've been telling you guys. Even fucking Static Shock, which was like okay. I just grew up watching DC stuff, so I have a heavy bias towards DC. It's just the way it is. I read DC comics, mainly Batman, but then also some, Batman, Superman. Like I'm not a deep DC comics guy, but anything I read was mainly Batman, Superman, or Justice League. Jolly D Joester says favorite superhero in ranking. Screw Marvel. You know what? Let's just do superheroes. No. Okay, wait. Let me see the other options. We got fast food, Ghibli, manga. Manga is too controversial. Trying not to go there. I'm trying to do stuff that won't make people too mad, but apparently people did get mad. Candy tier list? That's too boring. It's got to be somewhere in the middle. Pokemon tier list? I could only do like the first 100 something. Okay, we can do DC. Okay, we can do superheroes. Yeah, we can do superheroes. Zachary Deco comes in saying Disney MILF tier list. That's a creative one. I haven't heard that before. Mahavid Sadeghi says, Morj, I don't have a Twitter, but I'm going to open an account and buy the checkmark and follow you so you see me and don't feel special. Thanks. That's... Fuck. Brandon King says, Nintendo game tier list. Oh, that's fun, but I feel like it wouldn't be fun enough for enough people. Because the goal here is stuff that everybody understands. We all here are things that everybody understands. Superheroes. I think cartoon shows. I think superheroes. Fast food. What else do you guys like? Sonic tier list? See, that's the exact type of shit that we're trying to avoid here. Shonen manga, Smash Bros tier list, that's easy. I would just go Melee. Here, I'll tell you my Smash. I can do that right away. I can do that one right away while we're figuring stuff out. Name tier list, that's... I don't even know what a names tier list is. Okay. There's only like 6 Smash games, so this should be pretty easy. Or 5 or something. They're not a thing for this? Smash Bros. Games? Do I have to make one? No, this is too hard. Okay, you know what? I'll roll with this. We can do this. How many games could he have made? Yeah, we'll just do the Smash ones. All right, here's what we got. Number 1, S, Melee. So then we go a few down. I'm going to put Brawl here. Ultimate. And then the original one. And then the one for Wii, because I didn't like this one. Because I didn't play it. And then anytime I went to a friend's place and played it, I got really fucked up. So I didn't like it. I never learned how to play this one. Brawl has the most nostalgia for me. It's not an objective choice. It just has the most nostalgia. This is what I played when I was young, a lad in middle school when it had come out. Played with my friends in the neighborhood all the time. This was pretty much the game that we exclusively played. We didn't play any other games. So for like the longest time, we just played Smash Bros. Brawl and just had a lot of fun with it. Ultimate, I respect it as a game. About all I got to say. It's kind of fun. I mean, it is fun. It is fun for what it is. And then I actually really low-key lug this one a lot anytime I play it. Maybe because it feels similar-ish to Melee. But like, I also... I haven't played it that much that I'd rank it above the others, basically. And then Melee is Melee. Mahavid Sadeghi says, sorry, Morj is the only channel that we tease. All right, can you be productive here? Give me something to rank. Oh, yeah, okay. We were between fast food and superheroes, so we'll roll with those. Let's do it. Fast food or superheroes. Randy Parvision, you guys got any requests? Any ideas for what I should be ranking here? Oh, this is tight. So right now we got superheroes 54%, fast food 46%. You know what? It's fine because we can do both. It's fine because we can do both. But we will. Oh, it's getting closer. Superheroes 53. Okay, we'll give it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We'll do superheroes. We'll do superheroes, but eh, eh. This is gonna get a little spicy though. People are gonna get angry. Probably angry at me because there's no one else to really get angry at. I don't mind people being angry. I just don't enjoy it when I'm the target. We could do DC versus Marvel superhero tier list. I think that's what the people want. There's too many. Let's find one with less characters. Superheroes. This ought to be. This is just Marvel. No, never mind. There's some DC. I just don't like the images for it. We'll circle back to that one if needed. Why do they go roll with live action? Why do they do that? Superheroes Marvel, DC, Boku no Hero. That's I haven't seen that. Why is Boku no Hero mixed in? Aliato5 says, revealed in the 1053 break chapters, the Nika transformation was to make Luffy a giant as base form. Whoa, what? The Nika transformation was to make Luffy a giant as base form. Interesting with all the giant stuff recently. Maybe. I mean, we do see how big, like these ore-sized giants are clearly going to be important down the line. Best other superheroes. That could be fun. No, it's just too niche. You guys won't get all of these. I won't get all of these. Chipotle S tier for Morj. I like Chipotle. All right. Randy and Parvision are referencing, or Randy's referencing the ASMR stream. There's a reason I stopped eating in front of you guys because I think it it led to weird things. People enjoyed it too much. Okay, I forget. Was this the one that was fine? Películas de superhero movies, right? I don't know if we got one that's like a good one that's got everybody. Let me check a little bit. All right. We'll roll with one of these. What's the easiest to see here? Why can't we have the comic designs? Why do we have to have this live action shit? This is too many. I'm not doing this. And this one, I can't even see some of these characters. All right, I guess we got to roll with this. It is what it is. For some reason, we have Bolt. I'm just going to get him out of the way. Okay. So superheroes. This is not the movie versions. This is just general concept as a superhero. Why is Crypto the fuck? How did this dude have his own show? Does anyone remember Crypto the Superdog was a show? Good lord. Like, how does this happen? Okay. You know what? I don't like rating Marvel. I just can't do it. Because it's like, I don't care for most. This is not going to be fair. Because let's roll through this real quick, all right? Ant-Man, sure. Aquaman, cool, DC. Batman, S, easy. Black Panther, don't care. Black Widow, sure, she can be here. Captain Marvel, didn't even watch her movie. Cyborg is an ass DC superhero that, like, they're treating as though he's, like, fucking important as shit all of a sudden because they're trying to meet their diversity quota, and they forgot that they didn't make any black superheroes prominent for, like, their first 50 years of existence. So all of a sudden, Martian Manhunter, not part of the original Justice League 7. Aquaman made it. But, like, in general, the original Justice League 7, it's supposed to be something along the lines of, like, you can kind of rotate one of the characters, but at the very least, always the core is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern. That's a definitive 5 that's always there. Then usually you have Aquaman. Then generally it's supposed to be some mix of, like, Martian Manhunter, or even Hawkman as the OG, kind of rounding it out, basically. But now we got Cyborg, who was much better as a Teen Titan in there. Anyway, Deadpool, sure. Is this Doctor Strange or something? I don't know. These are Doctor Strange things. Flash. You see what I'm doing here? I don't care for the Marvel stuff that much. It's just, this is not a fun tier list. Hulk, I'll give a thing. Iron Man, I like. Iron Man's cool, but really just the movie version of Iron Man, because Iron Man in the comics kind of sucks. So honestly, let's bump him down. This shouldn't exist. Mr. Fantastic. There we go. Nightwing's great. It's a great character. Okay, anyway, you guys get where I'm going with this. So we got to do DC only, because otherwise it's just not going to be fair at all to the poor Marvel guys. For me, because I'm just not going to do it in a fair way. You see what I'm saying? It's just not fair. And we need a fair playing ground here, right? It'd be like rank Naruto or One Piece characters for me. I'd be like, okay, I'll rank Naruto and One Piece characters, but don't be surprised if not a lot of Naruto characters make it to the S or A tier. John Busterham says, why you hate Marvel? No, I don't hate Marvel. You guys don't understand. I don't hate Marvel. I'm like acknowledging my own bias, which is just that like I know and have more background with DC superheroes. So I have more of a personal attachment to the DC superheroes. So I don't dislike the, like, look, I like Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch just as much as anybody, right? But I wasn't reading his comic or anything like that beforehand, right? I wasn't following Marvel TV shows and stuff before. Like, for me, Marvel, the superhero, like, my image of Marvel superheroes is basically what I'm getting from the movies. And Marvel movies are really not representative of how how their comics are, right? It's very much I always view Marvel movies as kind of just like using the comics as a jumping off point to do their own sort of style or universe or whatever. And their own kind of like, you know what I mean? So for me, like DC, the characters I have like actual connect, because I would read the comics and stuff like that. So I feel like I have more of a connection overall because I've seen them in the comics, I've watched them in the TV shows and stuff like that, like the animated TV shows, and I've watched them in the movies and things. So it's just I have a greater connection to those characters, right? If I see Doctor Strange on a tier list, I don't dislike Doctor Strange. Hell, I even like the Doctor Strange movie. I like Benedict Cumberbatch in that role, but it's not like I'm like, oh, Doctor Strange, this is a character that I like as much as, Nightwing or something like that, because I just have a greater overall connection to the character of Nightwing. That's just the way it is. So Marvel characters just aren't gonna rank high for me. And like even Iron Man, I love Tony Stark as I think Tony Stark as Iron Man is probably the best superhero performance, period, that we've ever seen on film, right? Best superhero performance. It literally, I think all of Marvel, this gigantic Goliath that we have right now, it all was built off of Robert Downey Jr. giving his initial Tony Stark performance, because it hit this perfect sweet spot where it kind of gave superhero movies a new vibe, a fresh sort of style, something that was like this perfect intersection of action, self-deprecation, that style of humor and everything like that. I guess charisma, in terms of like he had that in a way that I would say Christian Bale or what do you call? Fuck, who's Spider-Man's original actor? Why am I blanking right now? Yeah, Tobey Maguire, right? Like Robert Downey Jr. just brought a certain sense of charisma that made you want to keep seeing him like suit up as Iron Man, basically, right? You wanted to see him for him. And that was infectious, and that sort of style that he brought to the movies kind of spread to all of Marvel. And they were like, we're just going to build the whole universe in this sort of style that he's kind of paving the way for. So he is probably the single most important superhero performance of all time, right? So I love Robert Downey Jr. in that role. Does that mean that I love Iron Man, the superhero? No, because like even the Iron Man that we're seeing in the movies it's like, that's mostly just RDJ, right? That's mostly just Robert Downey Jr. if I'm being real, right? Like Tony Stark was not that cool in the comics. He just wasn't. And certainly not in his fucking Iron Man TV show back in the day. So I can't even rate Iron Man that high in terms of like superheroes that I like, because I'm not even rating Iron Man. I'm rating Robert Downey Jr. as an actor. Tom says, did you see that Uta is confirmed to be in chapter 1055? Yeah, I saw that. It's like, I don't really know what to say about that. I don't care for Uta as a character, but let's see how it is going forward. Jolly D Joestar says Tony was so good that every other superhero copied his whole style. Yeah, pretty much. See, I'm not even saying Marvel, like Henok Abraha says, don't worry, Morj, I agree that Marvel is overrated and carried by the movies. I'm not even saying Marvel comics are bad. I'm sure they're really good. I'm just saying I haven't read those. So I'm not actually like connected to those superheroes, to be honest. I'm sure they're good. Like some people say that or a lot of people say they're better than DC. I don't know. That's just, I haven't read it. Be like someone's being like, hey Morj, compare Berserk to Vagabond. It'd be like, I don't know. The only thing I know about Vagabond is this like TV adaptation that I watched of Vagabond. I don't actually know the Vagabond like characters or story or whatever. Ah, fuck. There's too many DC characters. Man. I gotta do all these guys. Let me try just DC superheroes. Is that what I searched? Jordan Taylor says someone is forgetting about Morbius. That's true. Morbius is not one of the. Is Morbius one of the? He's not one of the MCU characters, right? He does not fall into that category. I guess we already had DC superheroes. Is there a short version? Why are these all fucking long as fuck? just have like 20 characters. Just leave it at that. All right, let's try this. Nah, you know what? Fuck it. We're doing it for... Because if I'm rating all of this, how many of you guys are even going to know, like, Cassandra Cain, right? Like, how many of you guys are going to know, like, all of these characters? Like, how many of you know who Donna Troy is, right? She's, like, Wonder Woman's sidekick number 50, right? This is not going to be fun for you guys. Let's do fast food, like I've wanted to do from the beginning. Jolly D. Joestar says, what if 98% is Smoker in his new Terminator form? Wait, there was one tier list that I wanted to do that I saw was fun as an example. The alphabet tier list. I want to do that. I'll knock this one real quick out. I'll knock this one out real quick. The alphabet tier list. This one, I think I just got to do because I think that this is... It seems like too much fun not to do. A is obviously S tier, right? Jolly D. Joestar says, what if 98% is Smoker in his new Terminator form? What? I don't even know what that means. What if 98%? What? What does that mean? All right, we're going to do this one real quick. All right? A is obviously S tier, right? We use it all the time. B... Nah, it's actually difficult. I thought this would be very easy. Okay, I think we can easily say that, like... Fuck. What's like a bad letter? This is actually very difficult. I think J. We can all agree J is a bad letter, right? Right? M, that's... Okay. M, Morj. We should put that in S. I think that one's easy. B is B tier. B honestly might be B tier. This is actually very difficult. Q is a bad letter. Okay. Yeah, it's literally dependent on another letter just to exist. So I guess that... I'm actually stuck. I'm shooting in the dark here. Q is horrible. Yeah. Okay, C is good, right? We all like C. C, I think C is S tier. AMC. This is not a free advertisement. I'm not sponsored. I think C is definitely here. L, I think... Fuck. I think D belongs here. J is the worst letter. I think this might be the tier list that breaks me, actually. I don't know how to do this. Okay, can we all agree that they were just making shit up at the end of the alphabet? Like, what the fuck is this? It's just gibberish. W, X, Y, Z. Like, these are the letters that fucking no one uses ever. When's the last time you used the word you used the letter Z? Spade says, how high do you have to be to do an alphabet tier list? If I was high, I'd finish this right away. But unfortunately, right now, in my sober state of mind, I'm overthinking it. All I know is that they fucked up at the end of the alphabet. I don't know who is coming up with it. Right? Just W, X, Y, and Z. I hate to throw W under the bus because you know, it's important for all of our questions, our what, whose, where's, when's, etc., why. But I feel like W, it just doesn't look good surrounded by the X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hanging with a bad crowd. It just looks like more gibberish to me. Z, Zoro, that's fine, fair, but I'm still going to put an F. Y, I think we see that sometimes. X gets away with being a cool letter, Like, X is a cool letter. So it kind of hides the fact that it's trash in terms of actual utility. But it's a cool letter, so I'll give it cool points. V and W are just twins. They can go here. T, I think that's there. I think I'm solving it for the most part. E, that's an easy S tier, right? F probably goes here. I think G. I think H. I is like also one of the god tier letters, right? Can we just give it up for the vowels, right? Not O. O probably goes here. But these other vowels, the golden ones, A, E, I, O, U, sometimes what? Yeah. And if I just got rid of this row, I'm actually looking at a pretty good tier list, right? Right? This is coming along pretty nicely. Oh, wait. I know how to solve this. Hold on. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think that this is pretty good. And we'll just drop U right here. Not U, you know what I mean. This here. Yeah, this is I'm cruising at this point. This is easy. And S for all of our plural shit. Okay. I think this is actually a perfect tier list. Right? This is pretty good. AMCEIS. Who has any objections? What else? There's nothing else. Right? I almost put it. Yeah, it's almost America up here. Shit, did we just name our country after all of the best letters? That would be a very us thing to do. I think this is it. Hey, M is staying in. Come on. We're not. If anything, M goes first. All right, there we go. My real name also begins with M, so it's not moving out of that tier. Q is S. No, you guys have it backwards. All right. You know what? I think I got this right for the most part. O maybe goes here. I don't know why I ranked O so low. I think O maybe goes here. I don't know why I ranked O so low. I think this seems about right. Okay. Back to the fast food tier list. Okay, I like this one. I don't think I've seen. No. See, the thing is, I don't think I've been to enough fast food places. Like, I don't know what AW is. Let's see if there's something that's like a little bit more like what I've tried. Okay, let's just see what fits me best. Surprised U was so low. It's U. It's kind of lame. You know what I mean? Oh, this is nice and simple. I like this one. Shorter tier list. It's better. Is it better than this one? Yep. This is too much. I don't know who made this. This isn't even like I don't count Applebee's as fast food. It's fast casual. I don't think it's even fast casual. Like Chipotle is fast casual, right? I like this one. Maybe okay. We're gonna roll with one of these two. Let me take a quick skim here. Domino's. I don't know what Jollibee. I like this one a little better. We're gonna roll with this one. Okay, and they've got a never had tier. Okay, so never had tier. I've actually never had Jack in the Box. Fun fact. No, I've had Jack in the Box. Sorry, I've had Jack in the Box. But it was recent. Like in the last 2 years, I had it for the first time. Actually never had Sonic. Never had this thing. Never had Bojangles. Never had Carl's Jr., but their ads are funny. Never had this thing. Never had this thing. And don't know what this is. Okay. Wait. I don't know what this is. Okay. Cookout I've only had once, so I can't remember it that well. And Jack in the Box I've only had once. Okay, I'm going to keep it to stuff that I have like a distinct memory of. Okay. Yeah, it's not fair for me to rate things that like I only had once, I think. I don't think I've had everything multiple times, but like I literally don't remember what Cookout was like, which maybe puts it in the low tier for me. But whatever. All right, this is the Big Daddy. Okay, everybody get excited because once I do this tier list, this is kind of the big one, right? The fast food tier list. This is kind of the one that if you've done a fast food tier list, you're like a big time streamer, right? If I do this, I will have earned my Twitter checkmark, even though I will have to actually pay for it. But I will have, you know, like symbolically speaking, I will have earned it. Elon's not going to know about that, so I will still have to pay. But I will feel like I've earned my Twitter checkmark after I complete this tier list, right? So everybody get excited. Let's see some emotes in the chat. I don't know which emote you guys want to do. Can I do an emote? Let me do an emote. Can I even? No, it's a. I don't think I can do an emote. Wait, I can do some emotes. All right. I'm excited. Caleb Brown says you will earn it with your money. True. I have been able to earn $8 over the course of my lifetime. Okay. So I yeah, this is the big one. This is the Big Daddy. This is the most important tier list that I will probably ever make. Let's get rolling. There's first of all too many tiers, all right? Keys to a good tier list. You only need like 5 tiers. 4 is too few. 6, 7, you're doing too much. You only need like 5. Unless you got like a shit ton of things to work with, which we don't, you only need 5. Right? So, why is the Frankie... Okay. I feel like the Frankie one's the most popular. We'll get in some new emotes soon, I think. We'll get in some new emotes soon. Because there's some other stuff that we've yet to work in. I think Panda Express is okay. I think Panera Bread is actually really good. Wait, you know what? We're getting ahead of ourselves. Is Panera... Yeah, no. Panera's good. Panda's okay. I think that this seems right so far. Quiznos falls in the same tier for me as Panera Bread. Whataburger, first hot take. I think Whataburger is ass. For the amount that Whataburger gets hyped up, I don't think Whataburger's good. And that's not because I haven't had enough Whataburger. I have had plenty of Whataburger. Also, people say Whataburger like Whataburger. It's supposed to be pronounced what a burger. It just comes out Whataburger. So I think partly the name is just terrible, right? Because you see what they're going for, right? You were supposed to be like, oh, let's eat at What a Burger. Like, what a burger. But it comes out as Whataburger, which is just stupid, right? Whataburger, no, I don't think Whataburger's that good. A part of it is I think it's just overhyped. They also, they're one of the few places that will automatically put mustard into your burger. You don't just go ahead and put mustard into someone's burger. Mustard is on request. It should be on request. Don't just assume people want mustard in their burgers. So anytime I go to Whataburger, I forget that they fucking put mustard in their burgers, and it pisses me off. They don't put mayo, which I think is way more important to a burger than mustard. McDonald's, easy S tier. I fucking love McDonald's. You cannot tell me. Here's the biggest thing that I always try to explain to people when they're like, why do you love McDonald's so much? The biggest thing about McDonald's that separates it from any other fast food place, all right, is that it's made with love. That's the secret ingredient, okay? McDonald's is made with love. You can tell because, first of all, just look at this golden arch, right? Look at the golden... Anytime you see the golden arch from McDonald's, you feel like just a sense of warmth, security, welcoming, good, wholesome joy. I don't know. Stuff like that. Then the stuff that they got, you guys remember the ball pits and shit that they had as when we were kids? I don't know if they still have those. I haven't really seen those around recently. They have stuff like that. They've got Happy Meals. They've got, you know, the dude. They've got the mascots and stuff like that, right? They've got the mascots. They've got their clown. They have the thief. They have the purple thing. McDonald's is made with love. And I'm not joking because it's also made with Big Mac sauce. And I love Big Mac sauce. Big Mac sauce is 10 times better than whatever the fuck. You go to Whataburger, they're just like, oh, here's a special ingredient, store-bought mustard. You go to McDonald's, they've got Big Mac sauce. I don't know what Big Mac sauce is made out of, but it's fucking delicious. I like to believe that the key to here's okay. People say that McDonald's is made like, you know, it's fast food made out of factory and stuff like that, whatever. My personal theory is that there is a little old lady who lives out in a cottage in the woods who specially hand makes each McDonald's patty every day. And she's like a sweet little old grandma. I kind of think like, you know, Hansel and Gretel type shit. And she's the one infusing every patty with love. Not in a, you know, obscene, dirty way. Just genuine, wholesome love. And then it gets shipped out to wherever. Oh, she also makes the Big Mac sauce. So, yeah, I think I just love McDonald's because it's one of those things where anytime in your life where you're kind of feeling down or whatever, it's just old reliable. You can drive anywhere. You always see it. You see this big welcoming golden arch. You show up. They're like, hey, how would you like your burger? You want some Big Mac sauce? You're like, yes. They also have cookies for like $1 that are nice and warm. Their fries are great. Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy call. KFC, it's tricky because I gotta rate it against the other chicken places. So against the other chicken places, I don't think it's that good. Arby's, I haven't had enough Arby's. I can rate it right now. Subway is ass as far as sandwich places go. Burger King is ass. Literally the worst fast food burger place by far. I don't know what DQ is. Domino's is also S tier. Domino's is also S tier. You can't tell me Domino's isn't S tier. Wait a second. Fuck. Ah, shit. I forgot we have real places in here like Chipotle and Five Guys. All right, forget everything I said about McDonald's. Everything's getting bumped down a tier. All right, forget everything I said. All right, it was a lie. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot that we had real stuff in here. No, what have I done? All right. Okay, order restored. What color do we want this? Green? Do we have green in here yet? And why are there only so many colors? All right, there we go. Yeah, okay. Chipotle, top tier. Five Guys, top tier. Easy. Good Lord. Like, I'm going to go ahead and put McDonald's above Five Guys. What am I thinking? Come on now. Come on now. Also, forget what I said about tier lists only needing 5 things. All right, I was saying a lot of stuff. Doesn't represent me now. Okay, then, okay. Chick-fil-A is definitely... Okay, hold on. Because Popeyes has to go up high, right? Popeyes has to be at least here, right? Popeyes has to be at least here. I don't personally put Popeyes here because I'm not the biggest fan of fried chicken, but as far as fried chicken goes, I think Popeyes has the best fried chicken, right? We do a quick poll on that. I think we're good with that, right? Like, everybody would agree. Best chicken place, right? Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A versus KFC. I think this is pretty easy. Oh, Taco Bell I've stopped going to. I used to love Taco Bell when I was a kid. But then at some point I kind of realized that all of their food, it comes out of tubes. So like you kind of, the image has changed Taco Bell forever in my eyes. I'll never go back there. Like I can't imagine, yeah, Popeyes is number 1. Yeah, this is how it should shake out, right? Popeyes number 1, Chick-fil-A number 2, KFC number 3. I think that's pretty straightforward. And I'm actually going to rank it exactly like that. So I'm going to put Chick-fil-A here. KFC here. That seems about right. I used to swear by Chick-fil-A till eventually I tried Popeyes. Popeyes biscuits alone, I think, put them above the rest. Jimmy John's I really like. I like Jimmy John's quite a bit. I'll throw Jimmy John's here. I just think Chipotle and Five Guys are better. In-N-Out. Ah, shit. I don't remember. I remember I felt like In-N-Out held up better than Whataburger, but it wasn't as good as Five Guys, so I don't really know where to put it. And you guys know how I feel about McDonald's, so I don't want to put it above McDonald's, even though it is probably better than McDonald's. I'll put In-N-Out here. I think that seems fine. Oh, you know what? We can delete a tier. There we go. There we go. There we go. All is right. Cleaning things up. You know what? You know what? Everything is okay now. All right, it all makes sense. Sometimes tier lists have to go through some changes. Jolly D Joestar says Chungus Morj. All right. Moe's Southwestern Grill. I just remember I didn't think it was as good as Chipotle, so I'm gonna put it over here. Papa John's I don't like that much. I'm not a Papa John's person. I'm gonna put it here. Pizza Hut I have nostalgia for because that's where my family ate at when I was growing up. I don't think it's as good as Domino's personally. I'll put it here. I'll put it here. They put too much tomato sauce in there. I think that pizza does too much tomato sauce. Sbarro's good. I prefer Domino's. Little Caesars? Okay, everybody says Little Caesars is terrible. I low-key think Little Caesars is perfectly fine. I'm putting Little Caesars up here with Pizza Hut. I still think Domino's takes king for pizza places. Firehouse Subs also pretty good. I'll put it with Jimmy John's. Wendy's. Wait a second. I put Wendy's ahead of McDonald's. Not that these are all perfectly ordered or whatever. I almost want to put Wendy's up here, but it doesn't belong with Five Guys, but it's really good. I love Wendy's. Wendy's to me was Five Guys before. Okay, the way I used to view it was McDonald's is old reliable. I always go to McDonald's if you just need a burger or something fast or something quick. They're always very nice. Maybe not in terms of service, but in terms of speed. For the most part, at least the one near my house was. Did I mention the Golden Arches? You know, the Golden Arches? That Golden Arches marketing stuff really works on me because that's how I think of McDonald's as this beautiful golden place where you can just travel to for some delicious hot food at remarkably, unreasonably, dangerously fast speeds. So, McDonald's is old reliable. There was a McDonald's I could walk to from my house, right? And when you're a kid that just wants some fast, like, McDonald's being close to your house is just dangerous. That's all I'll say. So I could just walk over to McDonald's. I didn't get allowance or anything when I was a kid. This was like me all the way through high school. I just didn't get allowance or whatever. I think that's more of an American kid thing where parents are just like, here, you get money every week. For what? For doing nothing. You just get money. Some kids would be like, for some kids, it's like for doing chores and stuff. But in Indian households, you just have to do the chores anyway. It's kind of, you don't really get paid for that shit, right? You're just supposed to do it because that's what makes it a chore and not a job. It's not your profession, right? That's why it's a chore. So, yeah, I didn't get allowance. So, point being, I didn't have really money, right, when I'm in middle school, high school. But that's the beauty of McDonald's. You don't need money to go to McDonald's. You can be anybody in this world. You can be homeless. You can be Bill Gates. Anybody across the spectrum of people that you could be is capable over the course of a day or two of getting enough money to go eat at McDonald's. That's the beauty. McDonald's does not discriminate. It wants everybody to have some Big Mac sauce, right? You can show up to McDonald's with $1, a singular dollar, and they'll be like, sure, we can make that work for you. We're like a pawn shop. You give us $1, we'll find something. There's a fucking dollar menu. You can get something off of there. It's beautiful. McDonald's probably one of the most important institutions ever introduced to this country. So that's why I love McDonald's. That being said, if I had anytime I had more money or like my family's paying or whatever, I'd be like, let's fucking go to Wendy's. And then later on, probably like 11th grade or something, I discovered Five Guys. And then Wendy's took a big hit because I'm like, well, if I really want a burger, I'm going to Wendy's. And now, fun fact, for those of you who don't know, now I actually don't generally eat at I just don't eat fast food in general at this point. Despite all me talking this up, I eat it once in a while, if circumstances require, like if it's really late at night or you need food or something like that, or if doing a long road trip, sure, I'll stop at a Panera or Quiznos or something. Sometimes you'll get Domino's, but it's really, really rare. I don't remember the last time I actually ate at a McDonald's, right? So now, and even Five Guys and Chipotle, I don't really do now. Now when I want burgers, I actually only eat really bougie burgers. So I'll go to steakhouses and stuff like that, probably once a week. And just there's certain steakhouses in my area that I go to just to get burgers or something like that, basically. So, yeah, I'm not super qualified to be talking about fast food at this point because this is all mainly based on my memories of the olden days. For example, I'm being told by chat that the dollar menu is now more like a $2 menu. High school me would have been devastated. I would have walked all that distance, 5 minutes, gotten there with my dollar, my shiny dollar, and they would have told me, sorry, Charlie, you cannot buy a chocolate bar here. You have to go home. No golden ticket for me. Nothing. So I'm happy I grew up in the times that I did. Ray Uchiha says, sounds like Morj's personal One Piece is McDonald's. Dog, I loved McDonald's when I was young. I fucking loved McDonald's. Wendy's was still better, blah, blah, blah. Then later on, it became Five Guys, Chipotle. Those are the go-tos. I stopped going to this other fast food stuff. Ever since I found out that Taco Bell squeezes the food out of a tube, I just stopped going there, right? So Chipotle became the go-to. If I want burgers, it's like Five Guys. And again, now I only eat at like bougie burger places, basically. That's just the way it is. Because if I want a burger, I want like a really good burger. That's basically where I'm at. Yeah. Any questions? What do you guys disagree with? What do you guys disagree with? Because I think we had a pretty good tier list stream today. I don't regret a single one of the tier lists that we did. What did we do? We did Cartoon Network shows, ranked that pretty well. We did Letters of the Alphabet, ranked those phenomenally. And then fast food. So you guys got to learn a little bit about myself over the course of this fast food tier list. It was a really eye-opening experience for you all, right? No, my name's not Charlie, dumbasses. It's a reference to Willy Wonka and the Charlie effect. Not the Charlie. Now you got me saying it. It's a reference to Willy Wonka. All right. We got some slow kids in chat today. Probably why they disagreed with so many of my tier list choices. Electric Yellow says, what the fuck, Burger King, D tier, you need new taste buds? Dude, I think, I'm not gonna lie. I swear over the course of over the course of my life, I swear once every few years, I'll just find, like, there'll be some new article or some shit about how, like, Burger King has officially got out of business. And it's happened, like, 50 times over the course of, like, the last 2 decades. Like, there's always some new shit happening with Burger King where it's like, are they going to make it another quarter? We don't know. They had to retire, I think, literally their mascot or some shit, right? Burger King gets rid of their mascot. Burger King mascot. Did they get rid of him? Am I crazy? The Burger King. Yeah, Burger King literally, they literally retired their mascot. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. All I know is like fucking Ronald McDonald he was never laid off. Ronald McDonald's salary has been coming steady since like 1920. I don't know what to say. I don't know where your franchise is at when you have to retire your mascot because I don't even know what that means. The Burger King mascot, he's not even a real person. What does it mean to retire him? What is it? What does it mean? It sounds like it's retiring the whole franchise as a concept. Okay. Tom says no drive-through means it's not fast food. Yeah, I agree. So that's why I'm just like, I don't think Chipotle and Five Guys should be here. So I think that this should be the actual S tier, right? And then everything else kind of just follows. Also, McDonald's cinnamon roll is godly. I have never tried that. All right, I think we're good. All right, everybody. We like this, right? We like this tier list. We all agree with it. I think we're good to roll. I will talk to you all later. Don't think I'm missing any supers or anything like that. I think we're good. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Best tier list stream.